Okay, everybody, welcome back to Ferreedom Outdoors. Today we're going to do our product review on the Riversmith Convoy travel pack. This is August of 2024. These are brand new. I think they're still on pre-order from the website, but some of your local fly shops should have them. I was lucky enough to be able to source one where I knew they were getting one, so I was able to get it ahead of time and was able to travel with it this past week. I'm somebody that does travel a lot. I travel and fish a lot. So this pack, as soon as it landed on my radar, I had super high hopes for it because, like a lot of us that travel, if you're doing a short trip and you just want to carry on bags, like a carry-on and a personal item on an airplane, fly rods can be a little cumbersome, strapping them to your backpack, things of that nature, or you're checking all of your fly gear or your fishing gear, you're checking everything and you're just hoping it gets there. For me, I take a lot of short trips, some longer trips, but I do take a lot of short trips where it's either warm or I can wet wade, things of that nature, so I don't have to take my waders, boots, things like that. So a bag like this was a game changer over some of the other competitors that are out there, where it's just a case that you carry with a handle. You have to check them. So whenever I saw this from Riversmith, I certainly was on it immediately because I was seeking something new for air travel anyway. So this is packed from my trip still. I wanted to just kind of show you everything as is in the inside, tell you what I experienced. I don't know if you can see this over here, but the big flaw on this bag for me was I could not carry it on the airplane. Both times to and from, I was made to check the bag. I could not carry it on. I tried every trick I knew. It's a musical instrument. It's fragile. It's sporting equipment. They weren't having it. They wouldn't let me on the plane with it. I know I saw on Riversmith's website and they were touting, carry on, use it as a carry on. I've talked to a few other airlines while I was there as well, just to see. I went to the counter at the gates, said, hey, will you guys let me carry this on? They say, absolutely not. So I'm not sure what airline Riversmith fortunately was able to check this or carry it on with and what maybe magic words they used, but I'm a pretty experienced traveler and I couldn't get it done. So maybe next time I say medical equipment, I don't know. But I had to check the bag, which was kind of frustrating because I packed everything I needed in this, and then I didn't have a carry-on bag, so everything that I intended on having in the plane or getting off the plane quickly with was in here. So my pockets were full, my cell phone charger, my cell phone, my wallet, my boarding passes, some of the other things I was carrying. So I just had it in my hands because I didn't have a bag or a backpack or anything otherwise to carry on the plane. So that was my number one biggest downfall of this bag, was that I couldn't carry it on. So, and because that's actually why I bought this bag. I bought it specifically for that reason. Now, I will say though, quality-wise, the bag seems to be made really well. And you'd expect it for sort of a premium price point, coming in at $299 here in August of 24. It's sort of top level on a rod and reel case or travel case of the same kind. Most of the other competitors, they're coming in about $120 ish cheaper. And if you're gonna have to check the bag anyway, do you go maybe $120 cheaper for another bag that if you're going to check anyway, it's not a big deal. So it's up there in price point, but does have a lot of cool features. So for me, I don't know, I may try to keep trying to get on airplanes with it, but I didn't like the fact that I did have to check it when it wasn't my intention. So we'll see. But I think for me, if I'm doing a short trip in my truck, a couple hours away, a couple states over, if I'm driving, perfect. Okay. Maybe I throw, a rod, 2 rods in here, 2 reels, some fishing gear. Again, you're not putting your waders, you're not putting your boots in here. So if it's a winter trip, You know, you're taking, you know, I know the Riversmith's making the duffel as well, and some of the other items on the Convoy line. So, and I think they are sort of touting that is sort of the intended purpose of the Convoy line, that their items in the line work hand in hand. And I could see that, and then especially with if you could carry this on, it'd be fantastic. I mean, it just would. It's the best thing on the market for that. So, again, so with the front here, one thing I noticed, and I did call Riversmith when I first got it, the front of the pack, which I call the front of the pack, it's very concave to its original shape. Once you do pack it out on the inside, it does fill up, and then it's nice and tight. But like here and here, I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, the fabric stretches right here. I did speak with Riversmith about it because I was concerned that, you know, I didn't want to not say something and then puncture it, and then they're going to say, well, too bad. So I did bring it up. They said, no, it's sort of designed that way so that when you fill it up in the inside, it pushes out, thus making it nice and tight, which it does. My only concern was puncturing it because you have that gap between this outer shell and then the inside form on the foam, or the panel on the inside. So my biggest concern was puncture. So far, so good. I had it multiple airplane rides and out fishing for 6 days. So, I mean, it held up just fine on the first trip. I'd imagine it would keep doing the same. So, good there. The only other downside I want to say is I was having some issues with the backpack straps as well. While carrying it, they would loosen up quite frequently, where they would slip, and then, you know, one strap would be bigger than the other. Obviously, it's easy. You just tug on and go back up, but you can see, I mean, there's almost, you know, you really have to have it at a sharp angle, but when your shoulder's in here, that angle's not there anymore. So if you're a nice sharp angle, it's not going to do it. But the more you move, it loosens up. So they was doing it top and bottom. Now the side with the bottle opener attached to it, which is super, super cool. It's really neat. This wasn't loosening up at all. The shoulder strap was, and then the lower strap. All three of them I had loosen up on me multiple times throughout my trip, whether I was carrying it out to go fishing. When I was through the airport was the most common time when it happened. I really didn't have to carry it too far when I was fishing, because again I was wet wading and things of that nature. So I just pulled my stuff out and then went to go fishing. So, but other than that, everything else on this is solid. Let me show you the inside, because here's another bonus of this. There is a ton of space in here. It really, really is. And it is, and actually I forgot to say this about the outside. When the backpack straps weren't slipping, it was super comfortable. I mean, very, very comfortable. And I would say surprisingly comfortable. It was actually super, just fit nice, felt great, like very little fatigue to carry it. Something a level of a high-end hiking backpack, it really felt nice. So if the straps didn't loosen up on me, no problem, great all day. I could have carried this around forever and not had an issue. So in here, as you can see, I do have a ton of stuff in here. Sort of more clothes than fishing on this trip. So it was sort of a hybrid trip for me. I was going to have the availability to fish a couple days, which I did. But I needed some wet wading outfits, some clothes for afterwards, and some events and things that we were doing while we were on a trip. So I was able to pack, sweatshirts, wet wading shirts, sun shirts, hoodies, other shirts, shorts, wet wading shorts, pants, socks and underwear. Over here where the rods are, I brought a reel, a small pack with tippet, couple fly boxes. There's got fly boxes in there, fly boxes, nippers, different stuff in the bottom here. And then I actually brought one of my Tenkara rods, and then I brought my 9.5 weight, 9'5" weight rod with me. The only other downside I would say, which is kind of bizarre because, at least to me it is, when the rod is in the rod tube, it does stretch the pack both at the bottom and the top. So it makes this case like a D shape versus a rectangle. It stretches the corner, thus giving the whole pack a D shape. So if you're going to stand the pack up, it teeters, which I think is kind of bizarre because if you take the rod out of the rod tube, you could easily fit 2-3 rods in here in just the rod sock, and you're not going to get that stretching. But for me, I really wanted to have my rod in my rod tube because some of the days I just took my fishing stuff with me, and then I could leave my clothes at the hotel. So I wasn't by the river with all my clothes and my clean stuff and my fishing gear. I just took my fishing gear with me, went fishing, and then it would come back to the hotel. So I wanted to take my rod tube just to protect it, traveling to and from. So it fits. You definitely can't put anything bigger than a 9-foot in here. I think Riversmith does talk about that. It fits 9-foot rods. In my opinion, I don't know. This is my slimmest 9.5 rod case that I have. So that's why I brought this one. There's no way you're getting 2 or 3 in rod tubes in this bag. It's just not happening. One, and again, I brought a Tenkara rod, so that fits fine. And then over here, I just have socks and things. I just stuck them beside it where it fit really nice. But if you intend to bring multiple rods, rod socks only. So maybe you bring one in a tube and 2 in a not in a tube, and just the rod sock, and you use that one rod tube to transport them. I don't know. That would be up to you. But you're only going to get one in a tube, maybe plus some other stuff in here on this side, which I packed a lot of clothes for this trip because I wanted to see the limits of it and see if I could get a fairly longer trip done with this bag, which I absolutely did. I mean, I literally traveled for 6 days out of this bag, which is crazy. I like to think I know how to pack pretty well. I mean, most of us that have been traveling know how to roll our clothes, makes it, more compact. I mean, everything's rolled. Other than that, you bring your rods and reels. I mean, luckily I was wet wading, so that was fine. But it was great. I mean, the organization, the style of it's great. And the inserts in the inside, for me, I just took one of the inserts out. I put it on the side here, and that way I just put more clothes in here. Fishing stuff in the bottom, fishing stuff in the bottom, fishing stuff in the side, and then clothes. So it worked great for that. Again, only downside was the carry-on part. So, and I do love these interior zip pockets. I love that they're not mesh. Mesh ones, everyone knows you just get stuff snagged on them. I don't care what it is. You snag stuff on mesh. So I love how they did the nylon zip pockets. And I love how they did a separate one here, and then one big one this side. That was super well thought out. They're easy, and it's nice and clean and organized, and then of course just boom, right back over. And these little metal handles with like paracord zippers, they work great. The zip quality of the zippers are fantastic. No issue there, and it is lockable. So it does they lock together here. You can drop a lock right here. Awesome as well. So I would say overall, all in all, I want to say I like the pack. I really want to love it. I would love it if my rod tubes didn't make it oblong, and I would love it if I could carry it on an airplane. If I could carry it onto the airplane, no question, absolutely, this would be my go-to bag as a carry-on every single time. And even if I was going on a trip and I wasn't fishing, I would use this as a carry-on. Ton of space. I pack light, most of us guys pack light. So, in that aspect, I mean, it's lights out in that department. Everything I need in here, and those awesome side pockets as well for all your wallet, your keys, your cell phone, your charger, your all that sort of stuff fits in there perfect. So, again, great product. Definitely not knocking it. Just wish there was a couple little tweaks, and I wish, again, I could have carried it on the airplane. So if anybody has any suggestions on how I can get it on an airplane, let me know. I think I tried most of the tricks, but maybe next time I say this is a giant CPAP machine and we see what happens. But I really want to be able to carry it on so I don't have to check anything. So that's just my thoughts. So everybody out there, again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And where's my... Oh, there it is. There's my remote. Couldn't find it. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all of our other product reviews. There's a ton more coming. We had some companies send us some stuff to try. I've been testing. I've been using some new outdoor gear, fishing gear, hunting gear, boats, you name it. It's coming. Tons of reviews coming, so stay tuned. Lots of awesome products. A couple things that were game changers for me this year. So we'll see you back on the next one, and see you soon.